New Zealand. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Portrait Letters podcast number 2474. Happy Mother's Day, part 2. Why am I doing a part 2? Because part 1 yesterday was in New Zealand. Now it is Mother's Day in the US. So I just wanted to... Let's slip my dripper today. So I got to celebrate Mother's Day twice. It's been an awesome day. I wanted to take my mum out yesterday for Mother's Day for like an afternoon tea or something. And she said, no, we're better going in the morning. They got a better selection. And I was like, okay. And so we set it up to go out today. And being Mother's Day in the US, it still works. So they picked me up at 9:30 and we went to their favorite place, which is Columbia Cafe, which is actually at the Mitre 10 hardware store. And Mitre 10 throughout New Zealand have a Columbia Cafe. Most have a Columbia Cafe attached to them. Great place, great food, great drinks, especially the hot chocolate because it comes with marshmallows. And it had this really yummy muffin. It was called they just call it a sweet muffin. You don't know what it is until you start eating it. And this one today was apple and walnut, and it had a hint of cinnamon in it. It was yum. It was very, very yummy. No chocolate muffins, just this beautiful one, and it was very delish. And since we're at the hardware store, I figured I'll go check out the lamps because I need a lamp from beside my bed. I need one for the living room beside my recliner because my recliner is not near a lamp, so a light. So when reading, it's very difficult to read at night, not having the proper lighting and stuff. And I've got Hope Rises that I'm trying to get done. So I needed a lamp to read by. But we went and had a look, didn't really like any of the ones that they had there. And for the bedside lamp, my lamp that I had back in the US was really, really cool. It had a couple of outlets on it so I could charge my phone at night. But all I need to do is just reach out and whack the base and the light came on. And whack it again and get a little brighter. Whack it the third time, it gets rid of the brightest. Whack it the fourth time, it turns off. But whacking it just that first time was enough light for me to get up and walk through the bedroom and into the bathroom if I needed to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And so trying to find one to do that, and they're like, oh, look, this one's got a touch base. I said, no, because you've got to touch it in a certain place. In the middle of the night when it's dark and you can't see, you're trying to whack something, it ain't going to turn on. Well, let me tell you. So we looked at this, and Mum said that they had this, hang on, I have to back up. Got to back up in the story. And you'll hopefully, if I can get it to play correctly, you'll get to hear it at the end of the thing. But this morning when I first got up and I was having breakfast, I thought, I need to write a Mother's Day song. So I sat down and I said, and this one I did in conjunction with ChatGPT. I sat there and I said, okay, we need to write a Mother's Day song. It needs to include, and I listed a whole bunch of phrases it needed to include about mothers and spelling mum instead of mom. Mum, it's mum for us English speaking people. And so I wanted it to include mum and not mom. So I had to be very clear on that. And so I gave it a whole bunch of ideas, and it came back with like this song like about this long. I said, no, that is just too long. We need it shorter. So I came up with the shorter one. I'm going, okay, that kind of sounds okay, but let's switch this line out for this. Let's change this here. Let's change this. So I almost rewrote the whole song as it was on ChatGPT. ChatGPT came up with the format. I went in and changed a whole bunch of stuff. And so then we decided on a style, put it into Suno. It came back and I was like, no, it's missing something. It needs to be a little faster. So we tried it a little faster. I'm like, nope, it's missing something. I said, it needs to be a male and a female voice. It needs to be a duet. And so they did that with a duet. And I was like, we're getting there. Let's try another creation of that. So I tried another creation of that and ended up with the version that we've got. So when Mum and Dad picked me up on our way to the cafe, I played them the song and they loved it. So that was pretty cool. And now it has a video that goes with it. Yeah. So you'll get to see it. It should be, I think it's up on my Facebook page now. I'm not sure. I posted it as a reel. I was having issues getting it to post. I think it is finally posted, or it's still uploading and posting. I don't know. It may be there. It may not be there. It may be on my Facebook page. But if you don't get to see it here on this video, it will definitely be on my Facebook page. So after we looked at the lamps, we had a really nice morning tea as well. Mum had her cup of tea and Dad and I had hot chocolates with marshmallows, and they bring out these 2 marshmallows. And the marshmallows in New Zealand are very different to the marshmallows in the States. They just have a different flavor, a different texture. They kind of got almost a crusty outside with the soft marshmallow inside. They're just really yum. They kind of have a flavor to them, and they're just so much better than the marshmallows I had in the States. Sorry. But, and they don't melt. The insides will get melty with the heat, but the outside still holds its shape, so you can't actually stir it into your hot chocolate. but the inside gets all gooey and with the heat, which makes it very nice marshmallow to eat later on after you get to the bottom of your hot chocolate. So we had a really good time, and Mum and Dad, when they dropped me off, were still raving about the muffins at the Mitre 10. They were probably one of the best ones we've had today, and they always have different ones each day and that sort of stuff. So we looked at the lamps at the hardware store, and I was like, no. Mum says, well, do you want to go and have a look at the light shop that's in town? And I went, sure, why not? So I went off and had a look, and there was no intention to buy anything. No intention. We get up and they got a 55% off sale. You can see where this is going. So we go inside and we're having a look around, and it's all about the lights, lamps, floor lamps, table lamps. They had these really cool ones that kind of did it like a spiral thing, and the light was on the inside of the spiral. Not very functional, but very good for decor. And I said, I kind of like those squiggly. They had these like squiggly lamps, and I said, I kind of like those. And Mum said, like, yeah. I says, not practical for what I need a lamp for, but I kind of like them. You can put them in a corner and have it turned on, and just light up that corner and make it look really pretty. And the brain was going. It was already going this morning anyway, but that went into higher gear. So we're walking along there, and we come to these touch lamps, and I'm just like whacking the base. Like, oh, it turned off. I whacked again. It turned on. I went, oh, look at this. Mum goes, what? I says, look, just touch it. And then Mum touched it, and she goes, it's buzzing. I go, yeah, it buzzes when it's on, but when you turn it off, it won't buzz. She's like, I'm not so sure about that. I says, okay. But these ones were 30% off. 30% off tables, off table lamps, and 30% off their floor lamps. And so I had a look at their floor lamps. They had one that had a flat bulb, like the bulb's like about this thin and is about this round. And I was touching, and it had an on-off switch on the post, and then a plus and a minus button. So I'm hitting the plus button, and it's got like about 5 different brightnesses on this thing. And Mum says, you almost need sunlight glasses for the last setting. I'm like, great, that would work perfectly for my craft projects when I'm sitting doing crafts. And so that was 30% off as well. So we called the woman over to ask us some clarifying questions and stuff. And Mum says, well, do you want to get them? And I'm sort of like, oh, they're on sale. I wasn't really planning on buying anything. Just wanted to look, but let's go ahead and do it. So we got my floor lamp, got my bed lamp, and I have discovered that you just need to touch the top of it. You can touch it anywhere. You touch that lamp anywhere on that lamp, and it will turn on. You touch the light shade, it turns on. You touch the base, it turns on. I don't think actually if you touch the stem, I don't think that actually turns on. But yeah, so I'm not going to have any problems finding the lamp in the middle of the night. Just reach over and whack it, and it'll turn on. So we got the floor lamp, and they're all assembled, all in place. And I'll have to wait for it to get darker to see how it works with reading and that sort of stuff. But you actually get to try them. You actually get to try them at home for 14. You got a 14-day return policy on them. So if you get them home, they don't fit the decor. They don't do what you want them to do. As long as you put them back in the original packaging and have the original packaging when you take them back in, along with your receipt, they will refund. 100% refund. So I'm sort of like, that is so cool. So very happy about that. So we got them home and all of that sort of stuff, and was working on the video for the song and realized the time, and went, okay, we got to get online. We're a little late today because we lost track of time. So what I'm going to do now is see if I can get this to, I need to go to a window. Let's see if we can get this to come up. All right, now I have to go over here, and let's see, and hopefully it will play and you guys get to hear it as well. Let's put some volume on there. Here's to all the moms today, the ones who show up every day with love, laughter, patience, hugs, and always being there. Have a super fantastic, sparkling Mother's Day, filled with love, laughter, and moments along the way. Thank you for the strength you give and the joy you always bring. The little things you do each day mean more than anything to every mom out there today. We hope you feel the love. Have a super fantastic, sparkling Mother's Day. Stop sharing. Okay, so did that work? Did you hear it? If not, it will be up on YouTube in a few minutes. I'm going to go put it onto YouTube right now, on the Celtic Fern Studios YouTube page. And it should also be as a reel on my Facebook page. But that's it. I'm out of here. To all the mums that are, have been, ever will be. I know there's mums out there celebrating Mother's Day for the first time. There's ones out there who are almost mothers. So next year will be their first Mother's Day. There are mothers out there who unfortunately are celebrating a Mother's Day with a child who has passed, has had a child pass since the last Mother's Day. There are women out there who step into mother's roles in some way in some child's life. To all the mothers out there, whatever your role is, if you are out there in a mother type role for that person, not just being their mum, hope you have a super fantastic sparkling Mother's Day. Until tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, hei konara.